Hello everyone, welcome to Jurisedge Academy. This is the founder of Jurisedge. In this video, I am going to talk about one of the most important subject, that is IPC, Indian Penal Code. In the previous two videos, I have talked about Constitution and Jurisprudence. And if you haven't checked those videos, kindly do check those videos. The links of those videos are given below in the description. In this video, we are going to talk about how you should start with IPC, what should be your approach, and what are the important points and chapters that you need to cover in IPC. So let's start the video, and please do watch till the very end because I'm going to cover all the important aspects to it. Now, regarding the IPC, the most important thing that I can assure you that most of the students basically talk about IPC, they can generally handle easily. But in some of the cases, the students, they face some of the problems. Around 15-20% student, they face some kind of problem in relation to IPC also. So we are going to cover both kinds of students in this particular video. Now, first and foremost thing, what should be your approach for IPC while starting your preparation for CLAT PG 2023? In that regard, मैं आपको एक चीज बोलूंगा, जो आपको पहले करना है वो है आपके बेयर एक्ट. Now, in Constitution video, I have already talked about that bare text for Constitution was very important, and it is very similar in this case as well. If you are going to cover and master your Indian Penal Code, you have to master your bare act, and for that, how you're going to read it, I'm going to talk about it now. As you are going to study your bare act or Indian Penal Code bare act, for that you have to first and foremost thing in your mind, you have to remember the provision very thoroughly. It's like Constitution. In the Constitution video I've talked about, here you have to remember the provisions. Provisions in the sense you have to remember the section numbers and also what does it say. Okay, not by in toto, but at least you can remember what the section talks about. So first is definitely the section number, and second is the crux of the section. So this is very important for your understanding, because if you go find out the previous question paper, in that case you will get to see at least one or two questions that may be directly asked from the provision itself. So why to lose on those 2 marks, isn't it? Now, next important thing that I'm going to talk about, how should you read the provisions, because this is equally important. आप provisions को कैसे पढ़ोगे? आप provisions आपको पढ़ना है, आपको remember करना है. एक चीज बहुत important है that I have told you, but provisions को कैसे पढ़ोगे? Now regarding that, I need to tell you is that first in the provision that you have to do it must, that you cannot avoid, that is elements of crime. Elements of crime in the provision that you have to do it. Either you follow KD God, Ratanlal, Dheeraj, whatever the reference book that you are going through, just elements of crime are the most fundamental things and you have to go through for that. And the second very important thing that you have to go through is the illustrations and the explanation that have been given in the bare text that you are following, that is there in your hand. So these two things are absolutely mandatory while you are reading the bare provision. The first is explanation and illustration, and the second is elements of crime. Now let's get to the important topics, and I hope you have understood how to go through your provisions and for your IPC. Now before getting into the important topics, I need to tell you one very important thing. I know that for CLAT PG important judgments are very important. You also know that CLAT PG के लिए judgments बहुत important, and for that you can get the all important judgment updates every day absolutely for free. For that, can you go and check out the link below. Just register for that, and it's absolutely free. We are just filtering out the most important judgments which may be asked for your exam preparation, and we are going to send it to you every day. Register for it for free. Now let's get back to the important topics of IPC. Now there are a lot of sections in IPC, and that doesn't mean you have to go through each and every part. Okay, सारे sections करने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है, but हाँ सारे sections को remember करना जरूरी है. They might get asked some unwanted questions like what is there in section 294. Though 294 is important, but some random provisions may be asked like this. Now, what are the important provisions and the chapters? Now, first and foremost important thing that I need to tell you is the joint and constructive liability. This is one of the very important chapter for you that you need to go through. The second very important chapter is general exceptions. I don't need to tell you, you already know it as a law student. It's very important in IPC general exceptions. And third chapter would be the private defense. Private defense, general exception, joint and constructive liability. Other than that, offenses against human body, that is culpable homicide, murder, exceptions to murder, all those things are equally important in IPC. Other than that, offenses against marriage, offenses against property, these are very fundamental portions that you have to go through in IPC, and maximum questions are asked from these portions. Other than that, theories of punishment is equally important for you people to go through. So these are the portions in IPC that you need to go through in your starting phase and while starting your IPC preparation. And I hope you have understood how to go through, how to approach the IPC in general. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe our channel. And also, please do share with your fellow friends who are also preparing for CLAT PG preparation this video if you find it helpful. Thank you. Until next time, thank you. See you soon.